Money multiplier. So what do you mean by money multiplier? When I explained the fiscal policy, I explained what do you mean by the government spending multiplier and the tax multiplier. So I want to remind you first, like when I explained the spending or government spending multiplier. So I said the government spending multiplier equals 1/1 minus MPC, which is the marginal propensity to consume. And then I said, so the change in GDP equal the change in government spending times the government spending multiplier. So you can go back and watch my video about the government spending multiplier. So I explained this multiplier when I was explaining the fiscal policy. Now, here I'm explaining the multiplier, which will be used when I explained the monetary policy. But let's focus now on the money multiplier. So here we have a ratio, which is money multiplier divided by the required ratio. I explained the required reserve ratio in the previous video. Well, I said it can be 20%, 10%, 15%, whatever. So for example, so the money multiplier causes money to cause increase in money supply in the whole banking system. It has been holding steady at 10% for a quite long time. Okay, and you can check the money multiplier percent. I mean, you can check the money multiplier numbers at this link. Okay, but to understand the importance of the money multiplier, we have to understand how the banks create money. So in order to understand this question, how the banks create money, so we have this example. Let's see how the money is circulated into the economy. So let's start with this question. Let's start with question number 1, or transaction number 1. In transaction number 1, suppose that you deposit $1,000 in currency into your account at Bank of America. So let's say you have an account at Bank of America. So you went to the bank and you deposit 1,000, as I said before. So your deposit would be considered as a liability from the Bank of America perspective. Okay, so it will be counted as a deposit. And since the Bank of America is subject to the minimum reserve requirement, which is 10% in this case, as you can see, 10% in this case. So we will take, or the bank will take 10% out of 1,000, which is 100, and this will be the minimum reserve. The remaining of the 10%, which is the 90%, so 90% of the 1,000, the bank can use it as loans. Okay. So let's say Bank of America will use the 900 to give it to someone else. Okay, so let's do transaction number 2. So we are done with transaction number 1. Transaction number 1, just simply someone went to the Bank of America and deposited 1,000. That's it. This is transaction number 1. Transaction number 2, as I said before, so the bank acts as a middleman. So he take your deposit and give it as a loan to someone else. So this is transaction number 2. So in the second transaction, Bank of America will use your $1,000 deposit, keep the $100 reserve, and will use 900 as loans. So the Bank of America will give the 900 loans to someone else. This person will use it to buy a used car. Okay. Exactly 900. So this person will pay the 900 for the used car by writing a check on his account at the Bank of America. The seller of the used car, who is going to receive this $900 check, will deposit the check in her bank account at the BNC Bank. So the one who's selling the used car for 900 will take the check for 900 and she will deposit in her bank, which is in this case PNC Bank. This will be the second transaction. Now let's focus on the balance sheet of the PNC Bank. The PNC Bank now receive a deposit of 900. Again, the process will repeat itself again. The PNC Bank again is subject to the 10% requirement. So the bank has to keep 10% of the 900 as reserve, which is 90, And the PNC Bank can use the other 90% to give loans. So as you can see, 90% times 900 times 90% equals 810. So the next transaction, PNC Bank can receive, can give the 800 as a loan to someone else, and so on. And the process keeps going. Okay, so now let's see what do you mean by the money multiplier now. The money multiplier, if you apply the ratio, it's a very easy formula. So it's simply 1 divided by the reserve ratio, which is 10% here. So you are dividing 1 by 10% or 0.1. So this will give you 10 times. What does mean? So this means, what was the initial deposit of this question? The initial deposit was this 1,000, right? This is what the beginning of the story. So this is the initial payment or the initial deposit in this example. So what do you mean by money multiplier is with only one payment or one deposit of 1,000, this initial payment of 1,000 will be multiplied 10 times. So if you multiply 1,000 by 10, this will give you 10,000. So with only 1,000 deposit in the Bank of America, this will lead to a total of 10,000 created in the economy. Okay, so I want to put everything on this like in the same place. Like when I explained the fiscal policy, I said what? So the change in GDP equals government spending multiplier times the change in government spending. Here, I'm explaining the monetary policy and I'm saying the change in money created multiplier times the change in deposit. This is what I used here. Yeah. So the initial deposit was 1,000 multiplied by the money multiplier, which is 10. So the change or the total of money created equals total increase in money supply equals 10,000. Thank you so much and see you in the next video.